I'm Jamese, the Director of Community Initiatives for United Way of Greater Charlotte. And what that means is I manage our grant programs, so our Unite Charlotte grants, which are for grassroots organizations led by people of color, and then our United Neighborhoods grants. Simply put, what United Neighborhoods is, it's grant funding that United Way of Greater Charlotte intentionally puts in neighborhoods. So we work with residents in what we call a community quarterback. So it's another nonprofit agency who spends all of their time thinking about what a certain area needs, a certain neighborhood needs. So we work with the quarterback and the residents to decide what they want in their community and what they envision for their community. Once we get that information, then we open up a grant process. So we have other nonprofits in Charlotte that can apply for grant funding. But with this grant funding, we're asking these nonprofits to do business differently than what they've done for decades. So instead of a nonprofit having a program or service in a building on whatever side of town, we're asking them to take that program or service into the neighborhood that they are applying to work in. So it's no longer up to the resident to try to get to their space, but it's up to that organization or nonprofit to get to the residents. I'm super excited to say that we are expanding. So we've expanded from 3 neighborhoods, and those neighborhoods were Renaissance West, Greer Heights, and then Lakeview. So we've been working in those 3 neighborhoods for a few years, and now we're expanding to 86 neighborhoods in Charlotte. So that expansion, if you think about the corridors of opportunity that the city of Charlotte has put together, we are working in and adjacent to the corridors of opportunity. So we will be in 7 new what we call geographies, and we call them geographies because they are places defined by roads or landmarks or whatever, but they are a specific geography that we are in to increase our investments in the Charlotte community.
Hi, my name is Greg Ascuitto. I am the chair of the board of directors at Charlotte East. We are a nonprofit currently celebrating our 20th year in existence of developing and promoting social and economic capital for the folks in East Charlotte. We got involved with United Way when Jamese and the United Way team reached out regarding the corridors of opportunity and the United Way's involvement with place-based funding back in summer of 2022. And from there, we had a small group of community leaders work with United Way's team to look, vet, and fund organizations and initiatives to support our people on the corridor. My experience on the grant panel on the Albemarle Central Corridor was phenomenal. From the LOI process to the application process, our team was able to hone in on some very specific services that our corridor needed, and then able to identify partners who were able to fulfill it, and as well as come up with some creative and innovative solutions that our partners weren't necessarily funding. So we really ended up with what we believe was a comprehensive slate of services that are going to be funded through this year's grant cycle.
I am Tesha Boyd, and I am a recipient of United Neighborhoods from United Way for the East Side. So I'm the founder of Promise Youth Development. Promise Youth Development is a youth development agency that focuses on improving the health of children. We see children ages 8 to 18, and we're focused on their health and wellness, education, and also anti-violence programs. I am so excited that United Neighborhoods expanded to the East Side. The East Side has been neglected for a long time, so we're super excited to have this opportunity to partner with United Way in a way that we haven't done so in the past. So it's just been remarkable to have this experience and have this opportunity to serve more kids in the East Side. Place-based philanthropy, going out to the community, serving the community from a tangible position, not one from an office setting, really is a game changer, right? So specifically, having the opportunity to see the community, understand what the people's needs are within the community, and then provide resources so the people who are actually on the ground doing the work can continue to do the work, all through the, the funding and support of United Way. So I'm super excited about that. That has been so so important to me as a grant seeker, like not just to check a box like on an application and spend hours gathering all your data, but to actually know that United Way really cares about the community we serve.
My name is Olivia Bentley. I'm the Executive Director of Amity Medical Group. Amity Medical Group was started in 2015 with a small group of founders, group made up of medical providers, pharmacists, and community partners. And they came together to really just start something new and different in the community. They realized that one of the barriers to medical care is simply just not having the access to resources all in one place. So they aligned a team of people that can kind of wrap around a patient and provide as much care as possible under one roof. I think this is going to make a huge impact because so many people are challenged with transportation or whatever the situation is, and no matter how many bus passes we give or other projects that we may have, I think just hosting events with all the people, not just healthcare, but even the other people that are providing services in that neighborhood, I think we're going to actually see a systematic change, and that's what we're mostly excited about. It's great to have services that actually help the individual, but I think by bringing resources to them, we might see a bigger change than just an individual change. The goal is really a community change. I think that as we learn more about each other, we can definitely help each other and to serve the community and start aligning all of our strengths, together.
This expansion is important for the Charlotte community because we all can drive around and see all the changes that are happening in Charlotte. We see the growth that is happening in our city, which I think everyone can say is exciting, and it's good for a city to grow, but this growth is leaving behind a lot of people in our city, and people who do not have a great chance for economic mobility. So expanding from our 3 neighborhoods to the 86, we are working in what Charlotte has dubbed as the Crescent. So those neighborhoods around Uptown that just does not have a lot of resources or have been ignored really for many decades. So to go in those areas and to provide services for upstream mobility, upstream determinants of health, getting to the root cause of issues so that people all over Charlotte can enjoy the growth and be a part of the growth and be able to stay in place and stay in their homes or their neighborhoods if they choose to.
I would highly recommend that folks who are invested in trying to improve their communities, trying to support their neighbors, that they look into what the United Way, United Neighborhoods Initiative is doing. I know particularly on our corridor, the amount of community that was able to be built among neighbors in a manner that hadn't been done in the past, to be able to have funds at our disposal to not just fund organizations that are doing the work already, that have been doing the work, but to identify leaders in this nonprofit space who will continue to do the work going forward, will create new initiatives with this funding that traditionally was earmarked for larger organizations. So I would highly recommend folks who are interested in improving their communities to look at what the United Neighborhoods model is doing, reach out and get involved.